Hey, welcome to an ATV video. This is Fall Colors Flight in our Fall Colors Flight. This is a Fall Colors ride in our 2018 Polaris General 1000. It's the two-seat version of the Polaris General, and we have the ride command, and I'll explain that in a minute. But what we're doing is we're starting out here in near a little lake called Big Too Much. Not a little too much, big too much. And you can see how beautiful the yellows are right now. We're just kind of at the tail end, right at the very peak of fall colors for the Chippewa National Forest. And so a lot of the kind of the early maples, the reds and the oranges are kind of gone at this point. They're fading out, and now we're into the yellows but it's still plenty beautiful. It happens to be a great day. It was really warm that day, and this is October of 2022, and right before the grouse hunting season starts. So we're not going to interfere because we're in the Chippewa National Forest. It's a lot of that area is open for hunting, and we usually stay away from this area when all the hunting seasons start, because we don't want to interfere with, and ruin anybody's hunting trip. Even if it's legal for us to be there, we don't want to disturb anybody. You can see here we're definitely off trail. This is about as off trail as we get with the General. The General is a great kind of combination. It's a great compromise machine that includes both the utility and fun. So it's a great combination for the two. I would say, in snowmobile terminology or parlance, I would consider it a crossover machine, much like the Assault or Riot or whatever. The longer track, a little bit longer track snowmobile, capable of off trail, but also very capable on trail, and that's what this is. It does do mud. I don't know how deep a mud. Usually we're riding by ourselves, so we don't typically get too adventurous because we don't want to have to get ourselves out of it. We don't have anybody to pull us out, so we typically don't get too adventurous. But we do get into some stuff that makes us wonder just how deep those holes go. The QS3 shocks that come on the Polaris in 2018, the Polaris Ride Command was kind of the best, top of the line General, and so it came with QS3 shocks. It came with obviously the Ride Command GPS, which includes radio and front and rear cameras and all kinds of bells and whistles, electronic bells and whistles. It also came with a roof. The stock General did not have a roof, kind of like the stock Rangers, really. But actually, I don't even think the Razors come with a roof from the stock version, the very base, the bare bones version. But back then, having a roof was a big deal, and this has the 100 horsepower, 1,000 cc engine in it. I know at the time I think the Ranger 1000 was rated for 80 horsepower, something like that, and the Razor was, I don't remember, 110 or 120. That was the non-turbo Razor. Now with the turbocharged 1000, I don't even know what kind of horsepower those Razors have. But the 100 horsepower is plenty for what we do. This is Arrowhead Lake, what we're coming up to here. So if you've got your Chippewa National Forest map, you can take a look at that and see kind of generally where we're at. It's a great area to ride ATVs. We really like going out this way, but a lot of these trails we wouldn't have found. They're really logging trails. Not really. I don't want to call them roads. They're just trails, but they're on the logging maps, but they're not on any. We wouldn't have known to go there if it hadn't been for the Polaris Ride Command. The Ride Command is really a great feature, and it's expensive. At the time in 2018, I think it was $750 or something like that, and I think the 7S now is over $1,000, $1,100, something like that as an option. But I'm telling you, it was worth it. For us to be able to find things, kind of situational awareness, where's the nearest town, especially with the 7S. We saw the 7S at Heydays this year, and being able to identify the nearest gas station or restaurant or whatever, just being able to see that the 7S, the screen is just incredible, very clear, very big, easy to read, and easy to use. That was really the kind of the key that we really like about the Ride Command and then the 7S when we looked at it, was how easy it was to get information out of without really knowing a lot. I mean, walking up to it, if you get a chance to walk up to one, just start pushing buttons, and you'll be amazed at how fast you learn things. I would call the Ride Command better than anything Garmin has put out, with the exception, I haven't actually looked at the tread, so that's something I'm very interested to see, is what the tread looks like, with snowmobile maps loaded on it. But really, the 7S Polaris and the Ride Command before it were really excellent interfaces, very good for beginners and advanced users alike. The group ride features, of course, are something, but I just like the mapping of it. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I'll just use my GPS," but out here, there's no. I'm sorry, I'll use my phone. But out here, there's no cell phone service. Our cell phones, the only thing our cell phone is good for out here is to keep your hand warm, because as it's searching for towers, it warms up the battery because it's soaking down battery power like crazy, and the battery warms up. That's about the only thing it's good for, is keeping your hand warm. So really, out here, GPS is king, and that means that the Polaris Ride Command has really been a great addition, well worth the money that we spent for it to get the Ride Command General. As you can see, as I was saying, a lot of the oranges are starting to fade here, but a lot of yellows still. We like this time of year. I mean, as the leaves start falling, the ground gets really colorful too, and it's a lot easier to see things. The bugs are gone. And it was just a wonderful ride today, and I'm glad you guys could come along with us. Definitely, if you have any questions or comments about the Polaris General or Ride Command or 7S, I'd love to hear about it. We're definitely always in the market for stuff like that, trying to figure out what's new and what people have used. So please do leave me a comment if you can think of something that might be useful for people to know. And as we finish up this video, it's getting really close to the end here. As we finish up, I'd just like to say thank you for riding along today. And as the weather gets colder and we start thinking about getting the snowmobiles out and ready to go, I hope that this means that one of these days I will see you on the trail. Thanks again for coming along.